What's going on, Bengals fans? Chris Daughtery here with Bengals Breakdown, and we are breaking down the NFL Week 1 matchup between your Cincinnati Bengals going to Cleveland and facing those dirty Browns. The Bengals are 5.5-point favorites in this ball game. We're also going to be live for this game for our watch party, so make sure you are subscribed as well. The Bengals also named some team captains today. Let's start off with the offense, then we'll go to the defense here as well before we break down this matchup here. Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, Orlando Brown, and Ted Karras are your offensive team captains. I love having two offensive linemen on there for your team captains. The guys that really have that grit, that really make things go. Love that group of offensive team captains there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Trey Hendrickson, B.J. Hill, and Logan Wilson all named as team captains. Kind of crazy considering, Trey Hendrickson, they had the whole situation with his hold in and didn't want to pay him. And then they go out there and they end up naming him a team captain. Kind of funny how things turn out that way. But B.J. Hill as well, he hasn't really been able to play all preseason long. Hopefully he can really turn things around. And that linebacker spot, Logan Wilson, that's going to be a really, really big key piece of this defense to hopefully be a little bit better than they were last year. All right, if you guys want the Bengals to beat the Browns in Week 1, help me out. Get down there and like today's video. Don't be the one guy that doesn't like this video, and then the Bengals end up losing the game. Then it's all going to be on you. So get down there and like today's video if you guys want the Bengals to beat the Browns. All right, let's first off talk about Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, he's only 6 practices in now, so hasn't really had a ton of time to ramp up, and defensive coordinator Al Golden had this to say about Trey Hendrickson's snap count, or what they might end up doing here on Sunday. He said if it's not going to be full playing time for him on Sunday, then we will have to do some of the things that he does well to utilize some of his strengths out there. He kind of said the same thing kind of applies to both Shemar Stewart and B.J. Hill as well. Those guys obviously also, weren't out there. Shemar Stewart wasn't out there for rookie minicamp, and then B.J. Hill hasn't really been in there for the entirety of Bengals training camp. So hopefully those guys can really go out there and contribute on Sunday. So how many sacks do you guys think Trey Hendrickson will have this season? Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. Is he going to be the NFL sack leader yet again? Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, the big key thing for this Bengals team this season is going to be the defense. Al Golden and Zach Taylor have both been very adamant about the defense actually looking pretty good at practice. They keep saying that they're not going out there and showing anything during the preseason, and boy, did they show absolutely nothing during the preseason. The first team, second team, third team, anytime the defense was out there, they did not look very good. And you really need this defense to be better than they were last year if you want any chance of making the playoffs and possibly making a Super Bowl run here in 2025. From the top down, doesn't really matter what position group it is. You have to be better on the defensive side of the ball if you want to make the playoffs this season. These stats right here cannot fly in 2025. We're going to find out some more on injury statuses on B.J. Hill and Geno Stone. Probably tomorrow is when that first injury report will come out. I would assume B.J. Hill is probably going to be good to go. Geno Stone still kind of dealing with that hamstring injury, so we'll see on that front there. I'm also kind of interested in these linebackers. They kind of did some different things during the preseason. I think that's a big, pivotal position group for the Bengals this year. Those are going to be your leaders right there in the middle. They got to help you out in the pass game. They got to help you out in the run game as well. And, when you're giving up 25.5 points per game, that's not going to cut it in the NFL. Rushing was a little bit better. Passing wasn't very good either. So, this defense, they don't even have to be, top 5. They really just have to be top 15, top 10 if you want the Bengals to make it to the playoffs this season. All right, we'll continue with our preview and keys to victory here in just a second. But do you guys love grilling? I absolutely love grilling. My fiance really, doesn't like the fact that I'm willing to have a steak every single night. And if you guys are on the lookout for a convenient weeknight meal, if you're excited for tailgating season, for fall grilling and comfort meals, make sure you guys check out Omaha Steaks. From handcrafted steaks to delicious fall favorites, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. you guys can enjoy USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, and big deli style franks. And now, during the Red Hot sales event, you guys can get 50% off of Omaha Steaks today. Plus, our listeners here at Bengals Breakdown get an extra $35 off with promo code Bengals at checkout. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality, variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guaranteed. Right now is the perfect time to stock up with exceptional handcrafted flavor and convenience of Omaha Steaks. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand cut by master butchers in America's heartland. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during the Red Hot sales event, and for an extra $35 off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code Bengals at checkout. See site for details. All right, let's get into some keys to victory for this Bengals versus Browns game. Key to victory number one is simply Joe Burrow. This guy's an absolute dog. He is probably the best quarterback in the National Football League. And when he goes out there and when he is healthy, Joe Burrow really makes this team run, on the offensive side of the ball. And, like I said, this offense is so good that your defense doesn't even need to be top 5. They really just need to be top 15, top 10. And when Joe Burrow is healthy and he's out there, he's an MVP candidate every single year. And with these wide receivers and adding to the running backs as well, Chase Brown, I have no issues at all. I have no worries at all with the offensive side of the ball. Maybe the only issue is, or concern maybe is probably the best thing there, is with your offensive line. We'll see how kind of things go from there. But this wide receiver group, this running back room is solid for the Cincinnati Bengals. And, with Joe Burrow there at the helm, at that quarterback position, I don't see any reason that they shouldn't go out there and, score, 35, 40 points against the Cleveland Browns. They should do that against just about every single team in the NFL. That's how good this offense is. So who scores the first touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals this season? Let me know what you guys think down inside the comment section of today's video. Could be an offensive player. Maybe it's even a defensive touchdown. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of today's video. Key to victory number 2 here. You got to at least be able to slow down the run. In the preseason, that was a major issue for the Bengals. And like I said, Zach Taylor, said that they really haven't shown anything during the preseason. And hopefully that was the case because it was absolutely awful. Jerome Ford is most likely going to be the lead back for the Browns this season. In 2023, he was absolutely incredible, both in carries and receiving yards as well. He was really, really good. Kind of took a little bit of a step back last year, but, I think with him being the expected lead back for this team this year, he's going to go back to those 2023 and maybe even beyond numbers as well. Dylan Sampson, they ended up taking him in the NFL draft as well, and he was incredible in college. He was really I would say almost the entire Tennessee offense last year. Nico Iamaleava really wasn't, the biggest part of their offense. It was the run game and Dylan Sampson. I wouldn't really expect Quinshon Judkins to, be playing at all in this game. He did have his charges dropped, but, the NFL still doing their internal investigations on him and hadn't even signed his contract yet. So I wouldn't expect him to play in this game. Maybe you see a little bit of Raheem Sanders as well. Past couple seasons, coming out of college, he was also a really, really good running back in his time at Arkansas, especially in that 2022 season. But then in that 2024 season with South Carolina, he was their lead back. And man, the dude runs really, really hard. So you got those guys on the interior. This Bengals interior defensive line has got to be better than they were last year and here in the preseason. BJ Hill, hopefully we'll see him out there during this game. I would expect him to play. TJ Slayton, I thought he had some ups and downs during the preseason as well. I think Chris Jenkins Jr. is taking steps to getting a little bit better. And then McKinley Jackson, man, you want more out of him. They did also sign to the practice squad, Mike Pennell. And kind of the plan for him, it seems like right now, is to start on the practice squad, but then sometime early in the season get elevated to that 53-man roster. So we'll see kind of how things shake out on that front for him there, and when he actually gets elevated. Maybe it's in this week one, maybe not. But either way, this interior defensive tackle room has to do a lot in helping the Bengals stop the run in this game. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to Bengals Breakdown. We are only 73 subscribers away from hitting 20,000 here on the channel. We're going to be live for this Bengals game as well, so do not miss out on any Bengals news. Get down there, hit that sub button for me right now. All right, key to victory number 3, no stupid penalties. And last year, the Bengals actually weren't that bad when it came to penalties at home, but away, they weren't very good. They got called for a lot of penalties that really did hurt them in different occasions here. You see the different rankings here. Overall, they were ranked 9th in the NFL in penalties per game. At home, they were actually really good, only 2nd in the NFL. But then when they were on the road, 7 penalties a game, ranked 24th in the NFL. What are these stupid penalties? False starts, illegal formations, lining up offsides, unnecessary roughness, on the snapper. You had that during the preseason that ended up leading to more points for the opposing team. These delay of game penalties. Zach Taylor has got to be able to get the play call in with more than 10 seconds on the play clock. That seems like it happens way too much for this Bengals team. When you're on the offensive side of the ball, they're drive killers. When you're on the defensive side of the ball, they're drive extenders. And, it's a gun punch when you go out there and you stop the other team on 3rd down and you end up just getting a stupid penalty that ends up extending the drive for the opposing team. So, just staying in front of the sticks is going to be very key for this Bengals offense. If you're starting out, it's, first and 15. A lot of the times that's just, it just hurts your offense and it's just a bad way to go about things. So no stupid penalties. Zach Taylor needs to get those plays in quicker and just be smart. Holding penalties are going to happen. Those types of things are going to happen. But, when you go out there and, you're lining up in the wrong spot, you're false starting, you're jumping off sides, things like that, you got to be able to, just be disciplined and do the things that, you go out there and you're supposed to do as a professional, because those types of things can end up costing you a game. All right, my score prediction for this game, the Bengals got to get a win in September at some point, right? So I'm going with the Bengals winning this one 35-17 in the opening weekend of the NFL season. Bengals win this one 35-17.